Hi, Moleni Kamal, I'm Khanya, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Running Podcast. On today's episode, we are joined by Kimara Solms, an avid runner with a deep passion for the sport, who spends her days working in the fast-paced world of film and television. We chat about how running fits into a life lived behind the scenes of the screen.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to see you. I feel like I actually haven't seen you in a while.
No, it's been a while, a long time. I remember, I think the last time I officially saw you was on set, and then I bumped into you while running.
Well, randomly, like, I think you were at work.
I was on set, yes, it was.
And I was walking past.
Yes, it was last year, January.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was. I remember that exact commercial I was working on. It was the Logitech one in January last year, and you walked past. We were shooting at the art gallery.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember the gallery as well. I just don't remember it was like a whole year ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Wow.
Well, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, and nice to have you on the Running Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I think your running journey has been really cool to watch, especially because you also come from similar backgrounds of working in film and TV, and it's not often that you also see people who do both the whole running thing and then also work on set.
Yeah.
Because we all know how set hours are.
Oh, it's tough.
Long hours, and then still having to make time to go for a run and have some sort of healthy lifestyle outside of the toxic lifestyle, if I can say it like that.
To put it lightly.
To put it very lightly. But it's really cool to kind of see that and to see, I mean, we'll get into it, to see how you balance all of that, because it's a lot to balance and it's a lot to make time for as well.
Yeah.
Especially for a long distance runner. So I'm so stoked that you're here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad that you think that I'm balancing it well, because sometimes it feels like I'm barely holding on.
I think that's most of us in general. To be honest with you, it is definitely most of us. But I guess it's a new year, and probably should say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you. Did you have a good festive season?
Yeah, I really did. I took an extra long break.
Nice.
My last job wrapped up in November last year, and so 2 days later we flew to the UK, did some training there. My husband worked. Then we went to Spain, raced there.
Oh, sick. I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. It looks so cool.
It was amazing. The weather was very, very cold. So I was very happy to be back in South Africa for my birthday and Christmas. And yeah, I've been loving being back home, and I've been going to the beach a lot, more than ever before.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's also been really warm though.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I feel like it's been warmer than usual, but I don't know if it's just me, and I also don't want to say it out loud because I might jinx.
No, you're
Jinx
right.
it.
I've also thought about the same thing, but also I've been trying my best not to complain, because I complain in the winter. I was like, oh my gosh, I just want the heat. I miss the heat. I'm getting so cold. Now the heat is here and the heat is heating.
It's heating.
And I'm just like, cool. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to try and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Have I had sleepless nights because it's been so hot? Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will think of these days when winter comes over again. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I actually forgot how hard it was to run in the heat, to be honest.
Do you actually train in summer?
Yeah, I train all year round.
That's the one season that I take a back seat,
Okay.
because I just can't.
I mean, that's fair.
It's just too hot.
Yeah.
And then also today it's cloudy, but it's super humid, and it's just do I wear a jersey, do I not? And you wear a jersey, but then you're too warm, and then it's this weird wind, and it's just you just don't know.
Oh yeah, no matter what, you're sweating anyway.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair enough. That's actually very true. So I want to kind of take it back to your running career and how that all started.
Okay. So that actually is a very funny story. Wow. So I started school very, very young. I was living in a complex. My mom was teaching at a school. I was 4 years old, and all my friends were going to school, and I was like, I want to go to school too. And so my mom, because she was a teacher at the school, wrote a letter to motivate why I should be able to go. And
Brilliant.
yeah, I joined the grade R in the second term of that year, because I was, or maybe it was Feb, March, but somewhere around there. And my main memory of that year is that I was put into a race like the little kiddies race on sports day.
Yeah.
And I was smaller than everybody else, so tiny. And I ran and I ran and I won the race. And I just remember like
No way.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And my reward from my parents for winning the race was a Rolo ice cream. And I was so happy.
I'll be stoked too.
Yeah.
I'll be stoked too.
So I think that's kind of where my journey with running started.
Okay.
And then I changed schools a few times, about 3 times, and I kind of ran here and there, but not really so much. Never training or really doing like cross country or a track season in the way like the traditional running journey is.
Yeah.
But I did always compete in sports days. I was never the girl who would get out of PE. I was always there doing it. I was very excited. I always loved movement and exercise. So sports day, I was signing up for everything, even when I was coming out last. Like my mom would come to sports day, watch me run around, and I would finish last. But in my matric year, I remember we were doing the 3,000 meters, which was the longest race on our field. And my friend and I were running in that race, and we stayed with each other the entire way. And I was like, I'm going to kick now at 400 meters to go. And back then I trained maybe twice before. I had ran maybe that year 5 times. And my kick was non-existent. She beat me to the line and I placed second, and I was very upset about it. And I just remember walking off and this girl behind me saying, wow, I'd rather come out last than second. And I was like, yeah, me too. Me too. It's funny. I always tell myself that like second is first loser, which is not a good thing to say, but I am very competitive. Like I like to win in everything. I don't know if it's my A-type
kind of
personality.
normal for like competitive people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
if we're playing 30 seconds, I want to win. If we're
I definitely want to be on the winning team.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I am just very, very competitive by nature. And then I went to uni and I tried to run, but it wasn't working for me. And you go through so much stuff in university.
Yeah.
I had like a few rough patches. I was struggling with my mental health a lot. And I had an eating disorder that kind of started towards the end of high school in like the latter stages of grade 11, grade 12. And it got worse at university. I was like very, very anorexic. And then I started getting bulimic and I was just not very healthy. And so I wasn't really in a good space to exercise. And in 2016, which was my second year in tertiary, I had like a really bad suicide attempt. And I think that kind of like made me pivot. I didn't realize in the moment how much it would impact me, because obviously in the moment you're just going through things and you're like,
yeah,
gosh, I just don't want to exist anymore. But as time passed, I kind of realized that it became the thing that I regretted more than anything else, because I saw what it did to other people around me, like my loved ones. And I think I really, in 2016 was the year I started exercising more, and I was doing boxing classes, I was going to the gym, and I really, 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 truly fell in love with movement. Before, I think I used it more as a crutch to like lose weight or stay skinny. But then I really felt like, you know what, like I love moving my body for the sake of it. I didn't really find running just yet in 2016, but I still kept exercising, training all the way until I'd say 2019, which is when I moved to Cape Town from Durban.
Okay.
Yeah, so I moved.
Durban night.
Yeah, Durban. The best people are from Durban. Yeah, so I moved at the end of 2019 because I got an internship at a really big film production company in Cape Town. I'd finished my degree the year before. I'd also been certified as a personal trainer because in that in-between period of getting my Bachelor of Arts, I was like, I really want to learn more about fitness. And so I was like, let me become a certified personal trainer,
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I never really like explored getting clients and training other people because film took off so much, and I couldn't dedicate that time to other people or be the kind of coach I think I would want to be. So 2019, I moved to Cape Town, and immediately I'm like, I don't really know anyone here. The only person I know here is my boyfriend and the people I work with, and they're all like 20 years older than me in this production office. And I'm like, okay, I need to make some friends, or I need to do something because I think you know how cliquey Cape Town can be.
Girl.
Yeah. So I don't recall if it was at the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020, but I signed up for the Slave Route Half Marathon. It was my first race as an adult. The last time I'd raced was in my matric year when I was 16 years old. And now how old was I then? I was like in my early 20s, like 21.
Yeah. I heard Slave Route is quite hard.
It's brutal, but it is the race that made me fall in love with running again. I say that over and over again. It is just an incredible race. I'm not sure if it's at the same time as it used to be back then, but back then it was in February. So I signed up in January and I had 6 weeks to train and nobody to train with. So I joined Atlantic Athletic Club in Sea Point because I was living in Woodstock at the time. And I found a lot of people to run with there. And I think it really opened my eyes to the community side of it. I made a lot more friends. And running really started becoming like a huge part of my life. And so I ran the Slave Route, my first ever half marathon. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this in 2 hours. That would be great. And then I finished the race, I think in 1 hour 52. I didn't know how pacing worked. I didn't know anything because when I was running at school, watches and stuff weren't really a thing. You just kind of ran.
Someone's at the end to time you.
Yes, exactly. Or like the coaches or PE teacher will be on the side saying your splits.
Exactly.
So I had no idea about anything and I was ecstatic. I ran across the line in 1 hour 52 and I was like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
This was so hilly. This was so hard. There are people giving cook sisters on the side of the street. This is amazing.
I've heard so much about this. I've yet to do the race, but I've heard so much about Cook Sister Hill.
I think it's one of the most community-driven races in Cape Town.
I love that.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. I haven't done it since then because it's just never really aligned with my schedule, but I really, really do hope to go back.
Yeah.
But it's an incredible race. So we are in 2020. So that's my first race. And then COVID happens.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Wow. And then we're inside. We're locked up. We can't do much. And I had moved back to Durban just temporarily, just to be in my parents' home because, you don't know what's going on. And they live in like a beach flat. So there's no ground. There's no like garden, let me say, because it's a beach flat, like it's an higher level. And so I would sometimes go to the parking lot, like where all the cars are parked, and run 5K around and around and around like a lunatic.
At least you had a parking lot to run around.
That's true. That's more than some people. Yeah,
exactly.
I think I did that a handful of times, but after just finding running again that year, I think I wish that I was running more.
Yeah.
But I never really knew what I was doing. I was getting injured. I was running a little bit, then not running, then running a little bit. Probably running maybe like 30 kilometers a week.
Sure.
And then, so I say that year was a casual running year for me.
Yeah.
And 2021 was no different. The only addition was that I entered the Cape Town Marathon. My first marathon.
Let's go.
I am so pumped. I somehow wrangle my boyfriend at the time and our husband to do the race with me. We don't really run together, but I was like, you know what? I'm training for this marathon and he was going to train for the marathon. Like we can bond over this. And it was brutal. I
As every marathon training.
Yeah, as every single marathon training block is. But the funny thing about this race was that I ran the marathon without my watch. I don't really know why I did it, but it's something I really, really recommend to people who are doing their marathon debut or the marathon for the first time. Because you get so out of your head and so present. And I just remember all the things I saw on the road that day. Like, I remember there was this woman in front of me wearing a Comrades shirt, and I was like, she's so cool. And like at every single aid station, she said, "Thank you, Marshall. Thank you, Marshall." And I was like, I want to be like her. She's so nice.
I love that.
Yeah, and I remember all the people around me who were singing. I remember there was this one woman who was at my club who was walking at a stage, and I was like, wow, you can walk during a marathon? And she, let me just say,
you can. I walked.
Yeah, she finished before me, walking and running. So people who hate on running, yeah, take
Shout
that.
out to walking. All the walkers out there.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I wanted to finish the race in 4 hours because I was like, that's a cool time.
Yeah.
I ran without a watch, crossed the line in exactly 4 hours and 35 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, wow, imagine if I used a watch. But I wouldn't change a thing for the world. And before that, I think I was training like on and off as a casual runner does.
Yeah.
Maybe running like 35 kilometers a week max. And I, as one does in their first marathon, got injured, so couldn't really train consistently. But I was very motivated to run. So at the start of 2022, I was like, you know what, Leon, I want to coach. And my husband is a sports journalist. So I was like, you know what, he's connected. He'll kind of find me a decent coach. And then he reached out to Coach Lindsay Parry, who we know is an incredible Comrades marathon coach and just marathon coach in general. But he wasn't available. And he recommended Neil McPherson, who is my now coach. He's first and foremost, I think he's a triathlon coach, he and his wife. And he took me on board to join their group and their team running. And he's been my coach ever since for like over 4 years now, since 2022. And ever since I started working with him, I think my running has skyrocketed. It's like changed for the better. I think I've been able to run times I never would have believed I could have. And yeah, that's basically how it started. So I've really been running consistently and more seriously since 2022. So for the last 4 years, 5 years, 4? I think that's 4 years.
Yes. That's 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, if you count this year, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so sick. I love what you said about like kind of being present, running with no watch.
Yeah.
And I've never really thought about it. Something that I've never done before, but I know that I've done like small runs, just like normal everyday runs without a watch and without a phone. And it's honestly been so liberating and so freeing. And you really do become present.
Yeah.
And you see so much more than what you would usually see. Because you're so focused on like looking down at your watch or looking at your phone that you miss out on so many things that's actually happening around you.
Yeah.
And you become so focused on like time and pace and like, you know, what's going to go on Strava later on rather than just like actually just enjoying it.
Yeah. No, that's really true. I mean, if you ask me about every single race I ran, to recall anyone, that's the only one I can tell you about in graphic detail.
Yeah.
Because it's the one I was so present in. I wish I ran more, but I am a slave to Strava. I'm sorry to say it.
Honestly, I do love Strava too, but I had to kind of pull away from that.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier on, like how like fitness almost becomes like your crutch in a sense. For me in high school, like I come from a hockey background and hockey was my crutch. It was literally my everything. And whatever I would go through, I would just go to hockey or I would just be at Virgin Active, just like training and trying to keep fit. Yeah. And that literally became my crutch. And my mom said to me that one time, she's like, I think you're really obsessed with this. And I went, what? And that was the moment I realized like, oh my gosh, I've never had to face anything that I'm actually going through, but I just put everything into like fitness and working out.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Strava, I try not to make it like my crutch of like, oh, I need to post every single workout. This is what I've done.
Yeah.
This is my pace. This is my everything. And also people also become obsessive with like times and pace. And I think it makes sense when that's your focus. But I think for me, my focus is just like, I'm an everyday runner. Like, I don't really care what stuff I get.
Yeah.
And there are people who care about it, but then it's just like, people want to see, oh, what are you doing? Oh, what are you up to? Like, oh my gosh, you could run faster. Oh my gosh, look at the times that you did for this. And it's just like, I don't need that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that it's good that you do what's best for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of just like, I mean, I have Strava and automatically everything I do on my watch or my phone, it goes onto Strava.
Yeah.
So it is seen, but I also don't really care about like the times anymore and like the competitiveness anymore, because as much as I love being competitive, but I also know what it's done to me in the past mentally, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's gonna take a step back for me.
Yeah.
And just really focus on fitness for the enjoyment of it and how it makes me feel. And just really, for me, it's really about community. And I definitely take my hat off to people who really pursue running full time. And that's their thing. And just seeing like how well they do from like where they've started up to where they are now. And if anything, that's kind of what drew me to wanting to race, is seeing how people actually put so much time and effort into that thing. I'm like, so if I put time and effort into this, I could also maybe not do as well, but I could also participate.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
so I was just like, So I don't think there's anything wrong with like being competitive, but also I don't think there's anything wrong with like just being an everyday runner. Someone
Yeah.
who just enjoys it. I just think there's definitely best of both worlds and what you can take in both.
Yeah, I think people forget that in the running world and the running community, there is a place for everybody.
Yeah.
For the competitive runner, the everyday runner, the semi-serious runner, the
Yeah.
mother runner, there really, really is place for everybody.
And I think that's what I really love and enjoy about this community, our running community in Cape Town, that there literally is a place for everyone.
Yeah.
And there's run crews also geared to different kinds of people and what they want as well.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I thoroughly enjoy this running community. So I made most of my friends as well. But yeah, it's been really cool.
Yeah.
I want to know in terms of like, so now we obviously know that you work in film and TV, and you have like this really cool like running lifestyle, and you have a coach as well. How often? Okay, actually, wait. How often do you run a week?
It varies. Wow. So are you asking me how many times do I run or how many days a week do I run? Because I run multiple times a day sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's the most you would run in a day?
Twice.
Okay, and then in a week, on average?
I can run. So you want to know the most?
The most.
Wow. I would probably do like 12 runs.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's only 7 days.
I tried to take a day off.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it would probably be 6 days on with 4 double days. Yeah, I think that works out right. Like 10 to 11 times most a week.
That's crazy, which takes me to my next thing of like, how do you balance that with working in film and TV and running that amount of times?
It's truly not easy. And I think, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes I really feel like I'm hanging by a thread. But I think that's where my A-type personality comes in. I don't only want to be a good runner. I like being good at my job. And I want to make sure I'm always showing up to my job. And I also know that in order to run well, you need to rest well.
Yeah.
So something somewhere has got to give. And usually it's my social life. I just don't go out. I will, as soon as I get home from work, I will probably sleep and then wake up and run and then work. And that will literally be my life.
But to be honest, though, I think even working in the industry, it already takes away your social
Oh,
life.
yeah,
I know
definitely.
it's taken mine away for sure.
Yeah, no, that's very true, because sometimes, like, if I'm being honest, it's not possible to run in a shoot day. Sometimes we'll be on set for 16, 18 hours at most, and that leaves you with maybe like 6-8 hours to spare, where you still have to travel home, travel to work. And what I do is, because I mostly work in commercials, it's very, very rare that you will work from Monday to Sunday. So I will move my runs around and reschedule them in the week to when I think I will be able to do it. That's what I really, really like about my coach, is that he lets me do what I want in terms of flexibility. But I almost never, ever miss a run. Like, it's very, very, very rare. And I think I only ever miss a run if I'm injured. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I will double days very, very, like, way before I cancel a run out, especially in a shoot week. And I think it's very tough because I also only run marathons in the second half of the year. And that is usually when the film industry starts picking up, and my peak season training will coincide with working. So to get the mileage in, you kind of have to make it work somehow. And I think not only do I really love running so much, I just like, it makes me feel so alive, you know?
I hear what you're saying. But wait, but now Cape Town Marathon is moving to May. Are you taking part in that?
No, I hope to do some quicker stuff in the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty much how I thought this year for me would also go, because I really wanted to do the Alps at 10K and Two Oceans, because I really wanted to, as non-competitive as I am, I also just wanted to better my times.
Yeah.
Just for me. But now Cape Town Marathon's coming. And I'm like, well, everything's very tight in the beginning of the year. There's so much happening. It's a very jam-packed, like, first half.
Yeah, no, it's quite hectic.
So I don't know how that's going to happen.
I just hope that all the races have good weather. I'm putting good weather energy for everyone racing.
Please. Please. But May is generally quite good.
I think it is. I think Cape Town is always warm, to be honest. It really is always warm. But I think we will take that over the wind.
100.
Yeah, I'll take anything over the wind.
100%.
Yeah.
I took part in a marathon where it started raining.
Yeah, same.
And then it stopped. And the sun came out. And then it was humid. And then it was just super hot. And I was just like, wow, I'm experiencing all the kinds of weathers today, but also all kinds of emotions in me, because I'm just like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
There's so much that you're going through. But I think May is going to be a really good time for Cape Town Marathon.
Yeah.
Very stoked for it. I'm sad that you won't be joining.
I know. I won't be joining, but you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be on the sideline screaming my life out for people.
They always say if you're not running, you're cheering.
100%. And also, it's just, gosh, you fall in love with running over and over again when you cheer on the sidelines for marathon.
Right?
Yeah, it's incredible.
I really wanted to, and I told myself, as much as I want to really take part in more races this year, I also really want to just be on the sidelines and actually be present and actually be like, I actually want to show up for this race. Not because someone's saying, oh, we have to go do this, go cheer for these people. I'm like, no, I actually want to show up because I actually want to cheer them on.
Yeah.
And that's also how I got into running. And that's how I got into running my first marathon. Because I lived on Long Market Street.
Wow.
And Long Street is usually closed off for like most races. And Cape Town Marathon, obviously, Long Street. And I remember one year just standing there and watching, and I was like, I'm going to do this next year. And I did.
That's incredible.
And I was just like, okay, cool. So there's something about cheering that literally, hopefully creates FOMO.
Yes.
But also creates such a vibe for people, especially for like people participating in the race.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love it.
So I'm stoked to see you. Bring boards and
signs. Oh, I will make the funniest signs. Look out for my signs.
I'm stoked. I want to know, in terms of like, you mentioned mental health earlier on, and being in the industry and also running. How can I phrase this? But like, mentally, like, how do you protect your mental health? Well, not mentally, but like just in general, how do you protect your mental health? Because I know the film and TV industry is very draining.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot out of you mentally, because you're dealing with all sorts of people.
Yeah.
And, and it's just like, you always have to keep your cool.
Yeah.
And there's just so much that's happening in that in general. But I also wonder, like, how do you protect that? Because I know for me, running is my escape.
Yeah. Well, firstly, I'm actually so grateful that you mentioned, the mental health aspect, because whenever I tell people I work in the film industry, I think they have a glamorous idea of what it looks like.
Yeah.
And whatever you think it is, it's not that.
It's not at all.
Yeah, it's very, very brutal. And I think similarly to you, I use running as my escape. I have maybe more so before than now, but I used to have really, really bad pre-shoot anxiety. Like before set, I couldn't sleep.
Oh my gosh, same.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I would literally same. Not sleep. I'll be so nervous.
Yeah. And I think when you work in production, it's kind of like you're a contingency queen. If something goes wrong, it is your problem to fix. It doesn't matter what department they come from. It's my job to fix it. And I think you
Sometimes you don't know how to fix it, but you have to fix it.
Exactly. And so I think that running really allows me to have a time in the moment that's just for me. I can do my run and I can go to work and I can show up as a better person. But definitely running and also taking long breaks from the industry when I can. In 2024, I think I was working like on jobs for 10 months straight.
Sure.
And by the end of that, I have never been so burnt out. So I took 2 months off then. And I mean, it's very privileged to be able to take time off. But as a freelancer, you just got to manage your finance as well.
Yeah, it's literally every day you don't work, it's every day you don't make money.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people don't understand that as well. It's very unglamorous.
Yeah.
But this is actually a very funny saying, but my husband often says it to me. It's like that time off is me buying my soul back. It's time I can really feel like I'm running full time almost.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I love to do. I'm creating content on Instagram. I'm spending time with friends and family that I don't usually get to do as much in season. So running is definitely like my mental health escape.
I love that. I love that. Definitely for me too. I remember I used to sometimes run before a shoot, depending on what time call time would be.
Yeah.
But I definitely have like pre-shoot jitters, if you, I don't know. Yeah. But I definitely get nervous. Sometimes I have freak out moments. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And it's also the thing of like how many people are going to be on set. I think in general, big crowds or a lot of people just like scare me a little bit and my anxiety just shoots out the roof.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a people person, I love people and I love being around people. I think sometimes being around like 100 people on set that you don't know, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
It literally freaks me out. And mentally it does a number on me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's very overwhelming.
Extremely. But I mean, then I get to come home and then I get to go for a run and just like be my little happy place.
Yeah, you get to buy your soul back a little.
Exactly. But you also get to completely switch off and not think about anything at all and just be.
Yeah, I mean, props to you for being able to run after set because
sometimes, depending on what time it ends.
Okay, fair. Yeah. For me, it's like I'd rather get up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning and run. Oh. Yeah, I cannot function at the end of the day. I'm like a granny.
Fair, but then I feel like those are like the runs that I need the most.
Yeah, I get you.
But you just take it slow and steady. Like there's no rush. There's nothing. You just...
Yeah.
And then you come back, have a shower and you go to bed.
Oh.
Then you have the best sleep ever.
I need to try that. I very, very rarely will run after set.
But you also don't have to cover a big distance.
That's true.
Just like a small distance, just to kind of run the day off.
A cheeky 30 minutes.
You'll do a number on you. You'll be very good mentally.
I must try that.
It helped me definitely multiple times and very thankful for those runs. But who knows what this year's going to look like. Maybe less anxiety attack moments of being in the film and TV industry. But running, chef's kiss. Highly recommend.
I agree.
I also kind of want to dive into like, as two girls working in the industry, two girls who love running. I really do want to take it there and talk about like taking up space as a woman in both industries and what it's like for you in the industry as like taking up space?
Okay. For me, it's actually something I think I've had to work very hard on. Yeah, I think taking up space for me in the state that I'm in now, it's kind of allowing myself to step into a room and be 100% unapologetically myself, and not only believe that I have a seat at the table, but I have a say at the table. Because I think when I started in the film industry, it was very much, everyone around me was so much older than me.
Yeah.
Everyone else was not brown.
Yeah. Oh. I hear you on that.
And so I felt like, you know, maybe I don't fit in here. And I kind of had to reject that mentality and be like, you know what, no, I'm going to make the space for myself to fit in here. And that's been not an easy journey. I think in the last couple of years, especially in the film industry, I've been very lucky or privileged to work at production companies that kind of promote women in the workspace and just like have women in power.
Yeah.
But something I think I would like to see, especially in the film industry, see more women of color in power. It's very easy to just hire a woman.
Yeah.
But to see somebody that looks like you, who is like a producer or an executive director, it definitely makes you feel like, you know what, maybe that can be me one day.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, that's how I see taking up space in the film industry. And for running, I guess it's kind of similar. Like, I grew up going to the comrades every single year with my dad, like cheering on the sidelines. And like the comrades was something that was a big part of my childhood. Like even now my parents are like, so what, you've run a sub 3 hour marathon, when are you doing comrades? And I'm like, one day.
I think that's every question that every post-marathon runner gets.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So comrades next.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah. And I remember feeling like there were not many women, and especially like brown women or women who look like me, who were Indian or South Asian, who were running. And I still feel like there's not many that are running. And I think for a lot of like my adolescence, I kind of believed that maybe I could never be a good runner. I never really saw people like me who were running.
Yeah.
And when I actually started getting coached and like I started working really hard, I saw my times improve and I was like, oh, I can actually be good.
Yeah.
And I think just kind of like allowing myself the room to grow, you know, and like just to just like, for lack of better words, to like, you know, force yourself into a space. And just like show other people that, you know what, I'm here, you can be here too. It's kind of relating to the community aspect of it. Like I want other people to look at me and be like, you know what, I can also do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really didn't see much of that when I was younger.
Yeah, I totally get that. I 110%, especially on the film side of it, where, I mean, I'm a technician.
Yeah.
And it's all the techs on set, it's such a boys' world.
Yeah.
And for me, being a Black girl stepping into a very like white male dominated space, it's just like, okay, cool. It's just me and me alone. And it's nice to see like other women also step into the role and like being able to work with other women. And like you're saying, like there's not many people of color who are females working in these roles. And it would be nice to see that and also get to look up to it and be like, okay, cool. Like, this is so nice to see. I get to look up to this and like, you know, there's someone that looks like me and talks like me.
Yeah.
And someone to basically essentially relates to. I definitely, it's one of the things that you definitely pick up, and it's one of the things that I definitely feel like I missed out on or don't have, but it's still, at the same time, it's nice that I've gotten to work with females in this industry. which has taken the edge off a little bit in working in the boys' world, and having to literally fight your way through and stand your ground, because you are constantly fighting against dudes who just are just dudes.
Yeah.
A lot of dick swinging happening. And you're just like, well, I don't have one of those. What am I going to swing? Kind of thing. And it's just like, you know what? I'm going to stand up to this guy and stick my ground and just stick to what I know. And I know that I'm good at this and this is it. And yeah. And you're literally fighting your way through.
Oh, yeah. Constantly fighting, constantly holding up your boundaries and forcing people to respect you.
But also, like, you tend to second guess yourself.
Yeah.
A lot more. And I found myself second guessing every single thing that I do because of one silly comment. You know, that someone would pass around, or the boys would talk amongst themselves, but then they're actually talking about you. And then it kind of comes back to you via. And it's just like, oh, so everyone has been saying the same thing, but like no one's coming to you. So it's like you second guess so much about yourself, your job, and like, are you good enough for this?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I found myself really asking myself, like, can I actually work in production? Like, am I good at my job? Like, do I know how to do this?
Yeah.
And I think it's just like learning to quieten the noise, because you are good at your job.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And you are able to succeed and go higher. And yeah, I think a lot of it is a lot of work that you have to do on yourself, and like self-belief and all of that. And sometimes it's rough because you kind of have to work twice as hard, both in the workplace, but also mentally. Like, you really have to get your head to a space where, like, I am going to back myself and I'm going to make sure everyone else backs me.
Yeah. Sure. It is a tough place to be in, and to kind of get out of that rut. And I think the one way that I get to come out of that rut is when I work with other females, and it's so much nicer because it's like you can relate.
Yeah.
And they, as much as you feeding this, they're also feeling the same way, and you kind of get to talk about it, and you kind of get to brush it off together.
Yeah,
because it's not just you versus the boys.
Yeah.
Like, I've been on sets with just males.
Oh my goodness, no.
And you're just like, cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow. No, I think I'm really, really lucky. It used to be worse years before, but recently especially in my production offices, I work with predominantly women.
Yeah.
And there's always conversations going on about, like, should we hire a female loader? Should we get a female this, a female that? And it's hearing the change in conversation is really, really nice, because I remember how it used to be before. And I think if we all just keep reminding ourselves to do that and like check our own selves, that like, am I doing what I said I was going to do? You know, like, am I empowering other women? Am I getting other brown women here?
Yeah. I think it's cool that things are changing. I am getting a lot more requests, and people are saying, hey, we're looking for a female soundies. Like, are you available? And sometimes they're like, hey, we're looking for black female soundies. Like, are you available? And I'm like, that's actually really cool, that they are very specific in what they're looking for. And I think just, again, like, conversations are changing in like what they're looking for. And instead of just allowing this just to be a boys' world.
Yeah, I think I know 5 female sound people. Yeah.
5 is a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to like...
This is Cape Town and Joburg. In my head,
cool.
I have 5 people, I think, at the top of my head, including you.
Fantastic. I'm in a group where it's just girl soundies.
Wow, that's amazing.
And there's probably more than 5. And these are non-Joburg people as well. These are just Cape Townians. And I'm just like, this is great. So I'm hoping that at some point it grows.
Yeah.
And more female soundies come on board, and more female soundies of color also come on board.
Yeah, I think I'm interested in that specifically, because like I mentioned, my sister is studying sound and she wants to be in that space. And so I feel like kind of protective of it, in the sense of like, I really want you to have a step in the door here. Like, I feel like you could be so good at this. I see how hard you work. And it's very reassuring knowing that there is a space for women and women of color.
100%. There's a small community of us.
Yeah.
But, you
Small
know,
but mighty.
exactly. But there is a community. That's the important thing, that there is a community, and hopefully we'll get bigger and better. But we digress.
Yeah.
Let's get back to running. Sustainably, like, what does it look like to you to be able to sustain, like, you know, the running, being in film and TV, but also being a content creator, which you also mentioned, like you mentioned earlier on, doing a bit of that. I mean, I also know I have like a lot of side hustles.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not sustainable to have all of them, but sometimes it's great when you have off seasons and you can do all the other things that you want to do. But I think, like, if we had to look at like peak season for you, like, are all those things sustainable for you?
No, it's definitely not in peak season. Usually the first thing that will die is social media. People will notice on Instagram, I will go
Yeah.
quiet. I will not post. And it's quite frustrating because you build an audience, you engage with these humans, and you make them invested in your life, and you get
Yeah.
invested in theirs, and then you just go completely silent. And it's like, okay, I understand why you're unfollowing me now. Like, I've disappeared off the internet. But social media is almost always the thing that falls for me,
Yeah.
because it's also something that I struggle with, in the sense of, like, I want to be online being useful and just being kind and being a good person. Like, I don't just want to be posting thirst traps. Not that there's a problem. Like, kudos
Shout out
to
to
you.
all the people facing
Yeah.
those traps.
Yeah, I love that for you. But I want to show up differently.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's hard to know, like, how to do that and, like, what's the right way to do that. And so sometimes I'll get in my head about it and I won't post. But this year, actually, funny enough, I've told myself that, like, we're getting out of the perfectionism trap and we're just sharing. We're creating and sharing, even if it's not good, it's fine. Because I think that people relate to the messiness and the
Yeah.
chaos, and they see a bit of themselves in it, and it makes you
But it just makes you you.
Exactly. It definitely does, and it just makes you more relatable.
Yeah.
And able to connect more with these strangers on the internet, I think, rather than, like, these perfectly curated Instagram posts.
I was literally going to say the same thing. Yes.
Yeah. But social media is almost always the first thing to fall. And my running is the thing that's most constant in my life, even more than film work. I would say it's the thing that, like, yeah, I'm always prioritizing running. I guess I can't really say that when I'm on set and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, last year, I took 2 weeks off running, which was after my race in December. And that was the only time I had off the whole year from running, other than when I had a bit of a hip niggle and then a toe niggle, which I was off running for a week at a time, but I was still cross training. In this 2 weeks post marathon, I wasn't training at all. And that was the only time the whole year I'd taken off.
Oh, wow.
It's also the longest time I've taken off in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So I really have, like, built running into my life at this stage. Sustainably, though, in the future, I don't know if I will be able to run as much, because this year I see myself hitting quite high mileage, especially for the goals that I have in the second half of the year. I will have to be running a lot more than I'm running right now. And I just know that maybe if one day I want to be a mom, or I'm not maybe as competitive at running anymore, or just don't feel like putting in as much mileage, or whatever the case may be, I know I won't be able to run as much, but I do hope that whatever I'm doing, I'm still running, even if it's like a cheeky park run on the weekend. Whenever I get an injury or something comes up, I'm always thinking, like, how do I create longevity in the sport? Because I want to be running forever. The film industry is a tricky one. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with it. And sometimes it feels sometimes it feels sustainable, and other times I'm like,
it's sustainable in peak
know.
season.
Yeah.
And then off season, come winter, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Dead.
It's quite tough. And I felt myself at a crossroads many times, being like, maybe it's time I pivot. Like, maybe I'll become a corporate baddie, or...
How many times did you say? I became a corporate baddie for 9 months, and I was like, actually,
amazing.
this is not what I want.
Yeah.
So, I hear you. I think all of us in general have gone through the same thoughts.
Yeah, I mean the grass is always greener on the other side, I think.
Especially if we work in film.
Especially if you work in film. It's like
especially that. Yeah.
But I really hope to be doing a lot of what I'm still doing now in the future.
I mean, you probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have a really good balance of how you do everything and how you also manage it.
Yeah. Thank you.
But also, so what if it like slips up here and there? Like you always bounce back from it.
That's true.
So, and also you're a human being at the end of the day.
I know. Oh.
You're a human being and no one's perfect. And I think sometimes, especially with social media, people hold you to a certain standard because of what you put out. And it's just like, sometimes you got to remind them, like, hey, guys, I'm just a human being.
Yeah.
This is me.
It's funny because when you kind of do these human things, I think people like it even more because they are human too.
Yeah. Which does definitely create that relatability.
Yeah.
Well, I struggle to say that word. Do you have any upcoming races this year? Any exciting stuff that you're taking part in?
Oh, okay. Lots of exciting stuff. I actually have only one race signed up so far, but I've asked Netbank to put me forward for the Spa Ladies 10K.
Okay.
Which will be in March. And I really, really want to do that race. Last year, I had been put forward by Netbank and I got the hip injury just about 2 weeks before, and so my running was kind of off and on.
Okay.
And it broke my heart. I went into a spiral. It was the first race I qualified to be in the elite category, and I was like, no. I got to go to the elite briefing. I sat with like near Custis Semenya. I was like, this is amazing. And I had to pull out of the race because sometimes you just have to protect your body and your mental health as well. It's not good to run through injuries. Don't do it. So this year I hope to go back and I hope to smash it. But before then, I want to do the 5K Western Province Champs. I also did it last year.
Okay.
It's in March. It should be in the beginning of March, but I'm not sure what date it is.
Yeah.
So those are the two races I have that I really, really want to do. And then Absaranyo City in Cape Town. I really would like to do the Spa and Absa races in the other provinces as well. I haven't done it.
Sick.
So it would be nice
to have in Durban as well.
Yes, there's Durban, there's Joburg, and we travel around quite a bit, so that would be really fun. But my big race for this year, I don't even think I've said it yet, but will be Chicago Marathon in October. Very, very excited to go back and absolutely smash it. I loved the cause the last time. It was, I think... Yeah, it was a race that I finished feeling so emotional and so proud of myself. And
I love that.
I'm very excited to go back.
I love that. How many world majors have you done so far?
I've only done Chicago, and it's like people keep asking me about the world majors and if I want to get like the 6 stars and stuff. But it's a funny question because
this is me projecting because I've also gotten the same question.
Yeah, it's to be honest, I like no hate. That just doesn't appeal to me. I don't care for the big medal. I don't care to run all the world majors. It's like if I'm traveling for a race, oftentimes I want it to be flat and fast because I could just do a normal marathon here in South Africa.
Yeah.
And so there's very specific races where that's offered. It's like Berlin, London, Chicago, Valencia. I think Seville is flat.
You would love Berlin.
Yeah, I think I would.
You would love it.
Yeah, it was actually like it was tricky because I wanted to do Berlin, but I chose Chicago because I have a visa for America.
Got you.
And it was just the easier option. But Berlin is on the cards. Out of all the world majors, that one's definitely on the cards.
You would love it. The vibe is insane. I mean, I don't know Chicago. I've never been.
Yeah.
But like the amount of support from beginning to end, the stretch is just like...
It looks electric when you watch it on TV. And I mean, I think Berlin is such a lively place.
Yeah.
That, they come out in numbers.
Happening.
Yeah. So... Yeah, you probably won't see me as a 6-star finisher soon, but maybe you will see me as a super fast marathon runner soon.
I love that. I'm not saying it's overrated. Shout out to everyone who's got 6 stars. I know someone who has a 6-star.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of effort and time and everything put into that. But it's also not appealing for me.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. And
That was quite impressive.
It's so impressive. I have so much respect for the people who do it. It's one of those things that's not for me.
Yeah. But also, hey, a marathon is not we shouldn't normalize that distance.
I agree with you.
We should never normalize that distance. It's actually a freaking hard distance. And kudos to every single person who's run a marathon, who's training towards a marathon, who's never run a marathon and aspires to run a marathon. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. People also always ask me if I'm doing 2 marathons this year or multiple marathons in a year. And I'm like, for the last 4 years, I've only been able to handle 1 marathon in a year because it's tough. It is freaking tough. People who do multiple marathons a year, I don't know what you're made of, but can you please give some to me?
We're not well. I'll tell you that much. We are not well.
Yeah. So just competing in 5Ks and 10Ks and improving your speed or just showing up is already so incredible. And marathons are not for everyone and they don't need to be.
Yeah. But it's a good distance. It's a fun distance. I enjoy it. As freaking hard and brutal as it is. But I really do enjoy it, and I really do enjoy running at home.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing I miss. I'm so attached to South Africa. I'm I want to do all the races. I want to do Cape Town Marathon and Chicago and this and that. But I know, I don't know if my body is in a place to handle 2 marathons in a year just yet because I'm very injury prone. So I have to kind of ride the line.
Got you.
But maybe next year, in my 30th year, I'll do Cape Town Marathon and a marathon at the end of the year.
Well, the nice thing about Cape Town Marathon being moved to May, you've got a couple months in between.
I'm trying to
because Berlin is
I was about to say maybe we do the Cape Town Berlin double.
Yeah, I mean, last year and the year before it was literally 2-3 weeks apart.
That's insane.
And don't ask me how I did it. I think I nearly broke when I did Cape Town Marathon afterwards. I was just I'll never do this again. But the nice thing about now is that it's in May and that was in September.
Yeah.
So there's a big chunk of a couple of months to just rest and hopefully recuperate and recover. I
still cannot get over the fact that you ran 2 marathons in the span of 3 weeks.
We're not well. I'll tell you that much. We're not well. But that only happened once because last year Cape Town Marathon got cancelled.
Okay.
That was the year before. It was back to back 2 weeks. It was very painful, but we did it. But last year it was just one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wow. Maybe someday when I'm big.
Oh my gosh. But thank you so much for being on the Running Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm a huge fan, as you already know.
But it's honestly been so nice to chat and to get to know you, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause I think outside of film and TV,
we haven't really shared many conversations outside of that. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, if we do, it's very in passing. Of how are you? Quick catch up and then kind of just move on.
Invite me to your run club. I'll come.
I don't have one, but there's exciting stuff happening this year. We'll be bringing communities together.
Nice.
So come and join.
I will.
Come hang out. And I'll probably see you out on the road.
Why are you running? Running.